Hello, it is a Wager Wednesday. We're getting started at 7 o'clock. We always start at 7 o'clock, or we at least try to whenever possible. I've changed up my mic setup a little bit, so I'm hoping that it's going to sound better. So you guys let me know if we've made an improvement. Hopefully you can hear me, which is the important thing, and hopefully it sounds better secondarily. Third, at least it doesn't sound worse. That's also important. So welcome to another Wasted Hour Trivia Night. Danny is in first, it looks like. A point to Danny. For those who are not aware, it is 1 point to the first person who comes in and says the word first. And Danny just beat out Barbine by just 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Michael Barbine is here, and a close second, Michael Barbine. So almost. Next time, I think you'll get it. Today is a special day. It is a Wager Wednesday. So the normal rules apply as normal. As I said, you can get a point for coming in and saying first, the first time, the first person to say that. Septic has also joined us, by the way. You can get a point if you answer a question correctly. You get a bonus point if you're the first person to answer that question correctly. You can do some fun things, like we have a thing where you throw a Karen. If you say Karen in the chat, it means you don't believe that anybody else is going to get anything correct, get the answer correct. You get a point if nobody else can answer correct, but you do lose a point if instead somebody does get it correct. And then, of course, you do get a point for sharing the show on Facebook, and I'm going to show people how to do that real quick, as I do every day. So you go into the event there where the chat is, and I'm going to go up to the top where it has like and comment and share. And there's an opportunity right now while I'm saying this, if you'd like to hit the like button, that'll let people know what's going on. But you can also hit the share button, hit share now, public, and you'll see that this little alert here shows up. See that? And so, yes, if we get that alert, then that means that you are going to get a point. Hello, Craig. Craig is joining us. At the end of the show, we'll give you a point after we've tallied up all the numbers. Only a few people here so far. I don't know why. Make sure everything's rolling well. Looks like, yep, we're on live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. So that's good. We've got some folks all in on that. For some reason, my numbers don't seem to be lining up, though, from what I'm seeing over there, and I don't know why that is. Definitely seeing somewhere between 4 and 5 people over on Facebook, and not yet seeing the numbers from Twitch and YouTube, which is weird because we are seeing some people over there. So we're going to let people filter in. Again, we're not going to get started until we have at least double digits, because here in the state of Virginia, it is illegal to have more than 9 people in one place. So we want to be illegal. That's our goal. We just want to be illegal. Is there a new interface? Where's the new interface? Is that from like mobile? If they go to mobile, is it different? It looks very much the same to me from the desktop side. But yeah, I'm not seeing a new interface. Maybe it rolls out gradually and different people have different things. So, but yeah, anyhow, everybody gets an opportunity to be a part of this. I'm going to restart my chat and see if maybe that kicks over some more things that people are saying. So I'll be right back there, but you'll still hear me. It's not going to end anything. I want to find out if I can get the numbers to line up right with my Restream chat. Restream is what I use to be able to go to multiple things at once. Yeah, it looks like it's kicked over now, so that's good. We've got 12 people checking it out. We had as many as like 28 yesterday, so you know what? We'll get started. It's already 7:04. I will remind everybody that that I am doing this alone today. It's just myself. Caitlin is not here, so please follow along at home with your score, so that if I mess it up real bad, I can correct it, because you've got one score to keep track of, but I will have several of them to keep track of. So doing that. We've only got 10 people here, so before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit. Did anybody go to watch the SpaceX launch, by the way? I went to go watch it. It got scrubbed because of weather, so they failed to launch. I believe there's reports from the launch site that Elon Musk looked over at some of the folks from NASA and were like, I swear this never happens. I'm very nervous, and so it's not you, but I can't get the rocket up. I'm sorry. But they're gonna go back and give it another shot at on Saturday. Saturday, I think it's at like 3:20 in the afternoon. So that should be fun. Melissa and Mark and Mike Weinstein have also joined us. That is fantastic. Glad to see everybody coming in. We're gonna get started, I think, with some trivia here since we've got people hanging out. So let's start with question number 1. Question number 1. Who was the first man defeated in a U.S. presidential race? That was in 1789. We need the full name of this person. So all in one full name. I had a speaker back out on my students because he wanted to watch it, and then it was scrubbed. Oh, that's very shame. Yeah. What students were you teaching? I assume you're doing online teaching, Melissa. Is that it? And Craig's right. Weather is the worst. It's even worse when you're down in Florida because Florida weather is just insane. It just like storms every 10 minutes and then no storms. And then it's just crazy. All right. So I forgot to put 60 seconds on the clock. So let's do that. You need to put your answer into the chat. Who do you believe? Full name of the first man defeated in a U.S. presidential race. So there had to have actually been a race, and this person was defeated. We need the full name of this candidate. You've got about 40 seconds left to get your answers in. And before some people arrive, we were talking a little bit about the disappointment of not getting to watch the Dragon Crew capsule go up. That SpaceX launch was supposed to happen today, and it did not, as is life sometimes. But yeah, I don't know if everybody was watching that or not. It was a little disappointing, but I'm glad that they didn't, try and, make it happen and then end up like hurting someone, right? Like someone died because of it. So I'd much rather that they be cautious about this. All right, time is up. We're going to go to the chat and see what people had to say. And it looks like we've got a few different answers. John Adams. That's a good guess. I like John Adams as a guess. Colonel Saunders. Don't know Colonel Saunders. Were you going for Colonel Sanders, who's the country fried or is the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy? Because I don't think he ever ran for president. We got Benjamin Franklin. Time's up over on Facebook as well, so let's officially call it, everybody. Septic. Sorry, I'll give you a style point for Colonel Sanders. Not a presidential candidate, but sometimes I think we probably want to vote him for president because he's got chicken. Not the best chicken, I'll be honest. There's better chicken out there, but we like food over here. So Ben Franklin was also guessed. Unfortunately, Ben Franklin, not the correct answer. A couple people went with that one. The correct answer is actually John Adams. It is John Adams who lost that particular presidential race. It's interesting because I think he was president either before that or just after that, right? So he ended up being president, but he also lost a presidential race. A lot of people back then very well known when they were running for president, at least to us now. Let's move on to question number 2. Again, keep track of your scores at home. If you got John Adams there, you got a point. What famous author wrote the Foundation trilogy? We need the full name of the author who wrote the Foundation trilogy. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going to see a theme. It's on Wednesday. It's a little harder. I'm going to need full names today for all of the answers that require names. First person was Karen for the last one. So Karen got 2 points. Steam got a point. Danny got a point. Mark got a point. for the last one. And you have about 35 seconds left to get this next answer in. And let's see. We've got good ones. Isaac Asimov, Ronald McDonald. Was Ronald McDonald really an author? I mean, are you going all like fast food today, Septic? Is that are you doing a theme Thursday on a Wednesday? Is that no? That seems like maybe you have a theme going. All right, let's take a look here. What are people saying? Oh, we've got some other good ones. K.A. Applegate. I don't know K.A. Applegate. H.P. Lovecraft. There's another. That's another author. I assume I could count H.P. as a full name, right? Would that count? I did say full name, so that's my concern, is that if it was the full name, I would assume you need to spell out H.P. Because was his full name H.P.? Is that the thing? I feel like that stands for something, right? Does anyone know what H.P. stands for in H.P. Lovecraft? All right, time is up. I'm gonna give a style point to Ronald McDonald, who was pretty funny, but is definitely not an author. I don't know K.A. Applegate, which makes me probably an uncultured swine of some sort, but it's just the fact of the matter. He wrote under H.P., but did H.P. stand for anything is what I'm wondering. Like, was it literally just the letters H.P.? That was all he had? All right. So let's take a look at these answers and see what people got. So there is a correct answer here. The correct answer was Isaac Asimov. Asimov was the author who wrote the Foundation trilogy. Danny gets 2 points. Karen and Renita and Melissa all also get a point. Septic says it's HP sauce. That's what HP stands for. Mark says it's Hewlett Packard. HP Lovecraft started with fantastically dark authoring of books, and then went on to make computers for people's homes. I don't think any of those are true, but I do like the thought of them. So let's see. Let's move on to question number 3. We're just blowing through it today. Don't forget, today's a Wager Wednesday, so all the points that you earn, you'll be able to bet them on the final 11th question. You can bet them and maybe even double your score. So we're trying to leave some space for that. So let's go on to question number 3. It is, what sport takes place at the Brickyard? What sport takes place at a place called the Brickyard? All right, so questions in the chat, 60 seconds on the clock. The Brickyard. There's so many things. Is bricklaying a sport? Is that a thing? I don't know if I know that there's lumberjack competitions. I've seen that. Like, there's lumberjack competitions on ESPN, like 8 the Ocho or something like that. And so you can definitely, there's all kinds of things. I heard that there was, because they're so desperate for sports right now, I heard that on ESPN they were showing rock skipping competitions. Did you guys check that out at all? Was that it? Did anybody see that live? But because I thought that was pretty wild. But anyhow, yeah. So that was that. Go check it out. Apparently, it's really fascinating. It is a very cool thing to watch. But yeah, time's up. We're gonna go over to the chat and see what people are saying. A lot of people are saying NASCAR. Danny says it's NASCAR, but also would like to formally say that it's not a sport. Septic says professional food eating, staying with his theme of food. I like that he was able to keep that on. So I'm gonna give you a point for that. Style point for professional food eating, since you are going on a theme. I like the theme. She's a brick house in the middle of our street. That's two. You just shoved two songs together. That's not when you mix up songs, that's not a sport. You don't get a sport for that. That's just you doing a medley. You invented a medley. That I'm just saying. All right, so the answer as we go through and look, I had more of a general answer. I had an answer of car racing, so car racing. But a lot of people went with NASCAR, and that's a type of that's definitely a type of car racing. And to be honest, I believe it is also the type of car racing that happens at the Brickyard. At least one of the events, I believe, is a NASCAR event. I'm sure they do other racing as well, because a lot of the NASCAR like loops and stuff like that, a lot of their tracks don't just host that particular race every year. They've also got lower level races and like truck races and other things as well. But yes, they also do NASCAR. Watched NASCAR once with a former partner, note former partner, and cheered on the cute car. Found out that's not how NASCAR goes. I don't see why it doesn't go that way. You can cheer for whomever you'd want to cheer for. So just screw him. You can make anybody you want. You can have anyone you want win. That's nothing wrong with that. Renita, you came in a little late with the Three Little Piggies Olympics, which is definitely a style point. So I'll give you that. But you might be a little behind. You might want to refresh your page. But I like that. Yeah, it builds up to that, right? First, it's at the straw yard, and then the stick yard, and then the brickyard. That's where the Three Little Piggy Olympics. That's how it goes throughout the season. That might be why he's a former partner. Yeah, that does sound like it could be the case. All right, this is good. We're moving along. Let's go on to. Did I say person who got that first? By the way, Karen gets 2 points. Steam 1 point. Mark a point. Danny, Renita. Oh, you got an answer in up there. Never mind. You got the correct answer up there. Craig, I gave you that, and Melissa as well, points for the last question. So let's go on to question number 4. Question number 4. Who was the first woman athlete to be named Athlete of the Year by Sports Illustrated magazine? I'll need a full name of that woman. First woman athlete to be named Athlete of the Year by Sports Illustrated magazine. Melissa says she chooses her college teams by mascot, so no judgment there. You know what? I'll be honest. Whenever it becomes like was it March Madness, and you do the college like bracket picking, it's probably just as good to go with whomever. Like, you don't have to like follow the trends, because most of the people who go and actually try to guess it correctly because they know things end up not getting it right, because it doesn't actually matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. Oh, Mike Weinstein is guest. Hello, Mike. I was just talking to someone the other day about our amazing adventure in burlesque in New York City. It's a fantastic story that I won't go into now, but time is up. We're going to go to the chat. But the long story short was that we saw just an amazing burlesque show up in New York City. And it was right after one of my shows there, right? I had performed. I was a musician. I was in a band. And so I had gone and done my show. And then my friend's brother, Justin, who's also my friend, said, hey, let's go to this burlesque show. It's like 1 block away. So it was super close. And I thought, yeah, well, why not? That sounds like fun. I just did entertaining. I'll go and be entertained as well. And so a bunch of us went over there and checked it out. And it was really good, actually. It was a lot of fun. And I believe it spawned the timeless quote. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Weinstein. It spawned the famous quote of, I don't know, but that was a real dick. That's what the That's how the story ends. So just let that, you can just mull over that, but it was pretty amazing. Smiles heard the story. Yeah, I told the story when we went to VDF, the Virtual del Fuego, over the weekend. I told the story there, and it was pretty fantastic. One of the stars from that show is in Vegas now. Oh, really? I had no idea. Was it Rosewood that made it to Vegas? Is it the infamous Rosewood? I hope so, because that was a fantastic bit. That was one of my most memorable burlesque shows. All right. Let's go to the actual answers here, because time is up. Everybody's already gotten things in. Karen didn't show up in the stream. I did not see it. Yeah. We do have, let's go from the top here. Craig says Dolores Umbridge, which is not correct, but I'll give you a style point because that one's at least fairly new. So I will give you that. I do have, let's see. Let me go up to the top because Karen, I should be able to see if you did it in Facebook. I'd be able to see that as well. No, I'm not seeing an answer on Facebook from you either. So I don't know where it went to. You'll have to make sure. Hazel Honeysuckle. Oh, great. All of them were fantastic. I'll be honest. That entire crew. Yeah, if you don't see your chat come up in the show, make sure to throw it back up in there just in case. That's why we have it streaming on the stream, is so that everybody can see if their answer got in. Mike Weinstein, the infamous Mike Weinstein, says Billie Jean King, which is absolutely correct. So 2 points to Mike Weinstein, starting out his answering. Steam also gets a point for that. Mark, Danny, both get points as well. Wendy's, is that Denny's Wendy's? Septic? I don't think that is correct. That is not the right answer. I'll give you a style point for it though, because you are keeping the fast food going. Melissa says Venus Williams. I mean, definitely somebody who should be seen in Sports Illustrated. Not old enough, unfortunately. Steam says, or was it Bruce Jenner? Well, I think Bruce Jenner wasn't a female. I don't think that's how that works, right? And so then I would say that now, after the transformation, now identifies as a female, but he at the time did not identify as a female, and now she does. So I would say that she wasn't a woman in the magazine at the time. That would be what I'd say. That's my take. I don't know. Gotta go see Man About a Horse. All right, Craig, thanks for hanging out. Sorry that you won't be able to be here for the whole show. Let's see. Renita says, my fault. What did you do? What did you do that's your fault? Oh, I don't want to know now. All right, so let's see. Get a GTFO. Oh, that was oh, I see what it is. Telling everybody to leave. No, don't leave, everyone. No matter what Renita says, she does not get to kick you all out of this show. That is not right. All right, I think that let's see. Are we to question number 5? Let's do question number 5. See you later, Steam. We'll be back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So come back and join us. Number 5, in the binary system, how is the value 3 represented? How is the value 3 represented in binary? 60 seconds on the clock. Throw your answers in the chat. So binary, for those that don't know, is a system of counting where there's only 2 digits, right? And so so you just have zeros and ones. So you have to be able to represent numbers with those, and the reason we have it is because the way the computers work, they either have switches that are on or switches that are off, right? And so So you have to essentially be able to make data, more complex data, with a series of on and off switches. And so you have to determine, like, a 0 is a 0 and a 1 is a 1, but then how do you get a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5? And those are very tricky. So we're looking for a 3 is what we want right now. Right? Is that what I said? Yeah, the 3. So time's up. We're going to go to the chat and see what people have put in. There's also a fantastic binary solo by the Flight of the Conchords. I don't know if you are familiar with Flight of the Conchords, but they do a song. I think it's called Attack of the Robots, if I'm not mistaken. And they do a really hilarious binary solo in the middle of it. So definitely worth checking that out. Let me go and see. We do have a Karen that has been thrown. A Karen has been thrown. So we'll start off by saying somebody did definitely get the answer correct. So there's a lot of different ways that people have put this, and I will accept different ones that are technically correct. But the first one who got this correct would be Karen. Karen pre-pended this with some zeros that weren't needed. But if you were looking at it, you would swipe off those zeros anyway, because the pre-pended zeros aren't worth anything. But computers will leave those there because it's inherently off, right? But that's also the generic. It's like if you were to put like 3 zeros in front of the number 1000, right? If you did 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, you would still read that as 1000 because the zeros before it just aren't worth anything. So Karen got it, but Mark followed up and came in with the answer of 0011, which is also correct. So a point there. Mike goes with 011. I assume to follow the pattern that we were just removing zeros one by one. And so Mike also gets a point here because that is also technically correct. The most correct is going to be Danny with 11. That's actually like all of the digits that you would need to represent 3 in binary. It's just the 1 and the 1. But the others don't matter all that much. Although the problem is you did guess 22 first. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Danny said 22, but then corrected it to 11. Do you think that was a typo, that she deserves the point? Or do you think the first guess was actually what she was going for and then threw an 11 after she saw everybody else's answers? I'm going to leave that up to you folks in the crowd. Should Danny get a point for that one or not? Melissa, you also do get a point because you are also correct. Diana, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take 1 point away from you because there was a correct answer. And Jenny, just after time was up, unfortunately, you were 4 seconds late. You were so close. And then Mike has given us a link to the YouTube for the binary solo from Flight of the Conchords. So you may want to go check that out. Flight of the Conchords binary solo. So what do people think about what do you think about the point for Danny? What are people thinking? I think we usually say that we go with the first answer, but then if somebody does a typo, a lot of the times we'll let them correct that. But this time the typo was a totally different value. I don't know. I think I'm going to go no point this time. I think that's the correct. Everybody's being very quiet. Come on. Nobody's chiming in at all. I don't know if are you still watching, hoping that the SpaceX rocket's going to launch? Is that why? Nope. Septic says go with your heart. That's how I do this. I go with my heart on all things. All right. I decided no because the typo was so much of a different value, right? If you had typoed and said a totally different thing, I feel like that might be a problem. All right, let's go over people's scores and see, because we're halfway through. So we're going to sort the sheet alphabetically by number. Danny says, remember that the next time you need something. Oh, dangerous words being thrown about. All right, so let's see. These are the points that I have. Diana, or otherwise known as Smiles, we have you at -1, unfortunately. -1. 22 would be 6. That's not true. That is not at all right. 22. There's no 2s in binary. All right. Craig has 1. Renita has 2 points. 3 points for Melissa, Mike, and Steam. Mark has 4 points. Danny has 6 points. And Karen is ahead of everybody with 7 points. All right. There's a fight breaking out on Twitch. By the way, if you ever want to watch, we've also got this going on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. You can join us in any of those places. You get points for answering correctly, but you can also get points for sharing the show on Facebook, just so you know. So if you are there on Facebook and you publicly share the show, at the end of the show, you will get a point for doing that. And don't forget, on Facebook, they're more likely to show people what we're doing in their news feed if you react to this and like things and heart stuff and you can even interact with other people's comments if you'd like. That's just part of their algorithm, so something to think about. Oh, it looks like Trey has joined us. He has decided to come in for the second half of the show. So let's move on to question number 6, everyone. Question number 6. How many states are there in the country of Mexico? How many states are in the country of Mexico? 60 seconds on the clock. Septic says, "Oh, I won't be nice next time." Oh, Danny says Septic's still going down. No favors. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. It is getting vicious out there. All right. Trey says he's first. Yes, Trey, you're the first one to join the second half of the show. It is not that impressive because so many people are already here, but doesn't come with any points, unfortunately, either. So the states of Mexico is what we're looking for. The number of states in the country of Mexico. I think I'll do this. I didn't write this, but I think we'll do it as a closest. Closest means that, let's say the answer is 10. Okay. If somebody guesses 10, they get a point. Anybody that guesses 10 would get a point. But if nobody guesses 10, anyone who were to guess, let's say 9 and or 11 would get points. Okay. So that's how that would work. That's closest. And then, likewise, if you throw a Karen when it's closest, you're saying that you don't believe that anyone is going to get it exactly right. All right. So that is the guess that you're having. So we've gone to the chat because time is up and we're going to take a look. It looks like we've caught up on Facebook. Lots of different guesses. Karen came in quick with a 5. Mike decided, sure, I don't know. So went with 5. Jenny also 5. Lots of 5s. That's the most popular of all of them. Mark went with 7. Diana 6. A lot around this 7-to-5 ratio right there, looks like. Then we have a huge jump. Trey goes to 30 states. Danny decides to one-up him with 31. Melissa drops back down to 11. And Renita says that no one's going to get this correct. Throws a Karen, so we'll have to find out that first. Septic says 5 Taco Bells per city capital. You get a style point for that, although I don't think Mexico would touch Taco Bell with a long stick. I don't think they'd be at all interested. Taco Bell, let's be honest, Taco Bell is American food. It's kind of in the shape of Mexican food, but it's really just American food that might kind of look like a picture of Mexican food from a distance. That's really all it is. All right. Karen would have been my guess. No, we're going Karen with an I. So Karen, you throw a Karen. Mike, you're new here. But you throw a Karen by saying Karen in the chat, and it's essentially you saying that you don't believe anyone's going to get it right. And if nobody gets it right, you get a point. But if anyone does get it right, it's a bit of a gamble and you lose a point. Trey jumped in with 6, but Trey very late. We've already put the times up like a whole minute ago. So you may want to refresh. You may want to refresh your browser because there's a chance that you're really lagging behind. Trey says Nikola Tesla. What are we talking about? Trey says it's in the shape of Tex-Mex, which is only derived from Mexican food, but isn't Mexican. Yeah, it's like 2 layers away from actual Mexican food. It's good to learn. Yeah. So Trey, we were trying to find out how many states did the country of Mexico have. So there we go. All right. So first we have to find out, did anyone get it right? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, actually, someone nailed it. Someone got it exactly right. I know what we wouldn't think that would be the case, but it was absolutely the case. So, Renita, unfortunately, I have to drop you down to 1 point. You lose a point there. But somebody got 2 points, and that is Danny. Nice, Danny. I didn't know that one offhand. 31. Trey, you were so close. Without Danny answering, you would have gotten that as closest. Yeah, there's 2 trays. Yeah, 2 trays here. If we had 3, we'd have trays. So there we go. Let's go. Trey said I was confused. Trey came in with a 6. What? All right, let's move on to question number 7. Question number 7. Trey, since you're new here, if you want to participate, all you have to do is throw the answer in the chat. The question is, what religious group is also known as the Society of Friends? Well, that sounds lovely. 60 seconds on the clock. The Society of Friends. What religious group has that moniker, the Society of Friends? They're very friendly. They're very lovely people. You go and go there, and you can be friends with all of them, I assume. I hope that they're friendly. It'd be really unfortunate if they weren't friendly and they just came at you. They it lured you in with that, and then they were like, "What are you doing here? We don't like your kind." You're like, "But I thought you were a Society of Friends." They're like, "Well, that's what people say, but it's wrong." Google says it's 32 states. Well, I don't know why it says that. My book says it's 31 states. So I don't know. Somebody else. So I don't have enough hands to be able to do all of the things. So other people will need to qualify that as well if we're going to change up the points and stuff, because I can't score and Google and move to chat because time is up. It's not things I can do all at once. So help me out, people. Let me know if I was wrong. I will formally apologize and set up points differently. But yeah, if not, then I'll just keep things the way they are. So other people tell me, be my fact checkers. All right. So time's up over on Facebook. Let's see, what else do we've got? I need to make sure all my scoring and everything is up, right? I think I've got almost everyone. Nope, not quite. So it looks like the correct answer, by the way, I will say that now. The correct answer is the Quakers. The Quakers is the correct answer. Not to be confused with the Quackers, who are the duck people, like Trey said. Let's see. I grew up with a friend's school near me. Oh, okay. All right. Mike says 32. 32. It's 32 definitely because I'm not being nice now. It's a technicality like Washington, D.C. Interesting. There are 31 states and one federal district. Oh, 32 federal entities. Interesting. So Mexico City is like D.C., where it is not an actual state, but it's its own thing. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So for Quakers, Danny got the first one. It looks like Karen and Trey and Mike Weinstein. Mike Weinstein. What's the right way of saying that? Weinstein. They're both correct, maybe. Melissa gets it. Diana gets it. Mark. And those are all the ones. That's it. Those are all. I will give style points. Let's see. Style points go Septic, Pizza Hut, Club card holders. They're friendly. They're very friendly. Style points for that. And Trey, you get Quackers, the Duck People, and Godzilla. Both of those get style points. And Trey also gets a point for Quakers, the Bakers, the Candlestick Makers. So Treys are just killing it on style points. They have partnered up, I think, to get that. Let's see. Wiki says 31, including Mexico City. Interesting. Go with 31. Don't count DC as a state. Yeah, I would say, unless we can find somewhere else. Septic says he's definitely doing 32 because he's not being nice now. All right. So I think we've settled that it's 31 and that there may indeed be another entity in there somewhere. All right. So let's go on to question number 8. Question number 8. All right, question number 8. Who is Robert Zimmerman better known as? I need the full name. His full name, Robert Zimmerman. What is he? Who is he better known as? If I were to bump into him on the street, I would go, "Hey, not Robert Zimmerman. It's actually Robert Zimmerman," but I'd be like, "Hey, but you're who? Who are you? How would I refer to Robert Zimmerman? Let's say if I wasn't a close personal friend or a family member, perhaps." So yeah, let's get those answers in. Oh, I forgot to get my 60 seconds on the clock. That was a mistake by me. But that means you just have more time to get your answers in. So you'll still want to do that. All right, let's see. Thank you, fact checkers. Yes, thank you, fact checkers. I definitely want to give people answers, points when the answers are, if I've got them wrong. I want them to be correct. So I appreciate everybody jumping in and helping with that, because I did not have the time to do that and be able to keep up with everybody else. So yeah, that is you all going above and beyond, which is a big deal because it makes the game go forward. Otherwise, I would just be running around. Let's see. We've got a lot of great fun guesses in here, though. 5 seconds left. Let's see. We've got Bob Dylan, Glenn Bell, the Florida Murderer Dude. Let's go to the chat because time is up. My Sovereign Lizard King Godzilla. There's a theme. Trey is going with Godzilla a few times. Great songwriter, terrible bad singer. Style point for you, Trey. But we're looking for the right answer. It looks like everybody's got it. Let's see. I'm waiting for Facebook to catch up. But the answer is, and time is up on Facebook, is Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's real name, was Zimmerman. Robert Zimmerman. You got the Bob still. Robert, Bob, obviously. I'll accept Bobby Dylan. Little Bobby Dylan. Close enough for me. 2 points goes to Karen. Danny gets a point. Trey, Diana, Melissa, and I think that's all that got that correct. So yeah, so answers from all of those folks with the points. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Everyone, we are to question number 9, which is the penultimate question. That's right. For all of you people who just said that at home, it is the penultimate question. Question number 9, the second to last question, and the question goes like this. In what country was the Titanic built? We've had a lot of questions about the Titanic recently. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if Caitlin has an extra book just about Titanic trivia, but we want to know what country the Titanic was built in. We know it was crossing the Atlantic, so it could be from America over to the UK or France or England or Ireland or Scotland or Wales, maybe. Could have been any of those. Could have been built in France or something and then ported over, right? Who knows who was building those at the time. So yeah, get your answers in. I forgot to hit my 60 seconds, so you're going to get a whole 60 seconds still. Giving people extra time is not necessarily a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. All right. So let's see. We got good questions. Scotland, Ireland, United Kingdom, UK, Chuck E. Cheese. I like that. The 32nd state in Mexico. I'm going to give Chuck E. Cheese and the 32nd state in Mexico both style points. You missed the Isle of Man, Keith. Yes, I did. It could have been that. It could have been at the Isle of Man. Is the Isle of Man its own country, though? I don't know that it is. Is it its own sovereign country? Because we are asking which country, which country it was built. And I don't know if Isle of Man is a different country. I feel like it's part of the UK, but it could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. So yeah, it could be in Denmark. They have lots of boats, right? I would imagine. All right, so time's up. Let's go to the chat and take a look at what people guessed. What guesses were out there? At least it looks like the most popular guess, far and away, looks like Ireland. United Kingdom kind of has some of Ireland in it, but not all of Ireland, because Ireland is its own thing as well, right? So yeah, so it's tricky. England, Scotland, UK. So yeah, a lot of people guessing a lot of different things. Governing dependency of the self-governing dependency of the UK. Yeah, so it's probably its own, right? Not a country. The island is actually okay. Yeah, so that's right. I would think that would be a country. So time's up over there. I went to the chat already. And yeah, all right. So let's take a look. It is the correct answer is Ireland, actually. Yeah, so not Scotland, not the UK, not England, not Chuck E. Cheese, as it may be. First person to get that right was Danny. Trey, Melissa, and Renita all also get points that round. And we will move on to question number 10. Question number 10. Who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Again, I want the full name of this author. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. All right. So if it is Spielberg, you would have to say Steven Spielberg. All one answer for that to count. So full answer. 60 seconds on the clock for everybody. And we'll keep an eye on the chat. We're making good time today, by the way, which is good. We'll have you out here into the world shortly. Don't forget that we do have one bonus question today, and you'll want to stick around for the 11th question. So I guess in a way the 10th question was really the penultimate question today, but I thought it was fair to keep the trend alive, because really technically the 11th question is kind of a whole new contest all of its own, right? So let's see. UK is correct. Belfast is in Northern Ireland, not part of the independent country of Ireland. Oh, and it was built in Belfast. Is that what we're saying? All right, fact checkers, you've got things to go check. Is the UK correct? You let me know if you feel like the UK is a correct answer and that I did not give it to the people who deserved it. All right, time's up. We're going to the chat. Lots of answers in here. Looks like the most popular one so far is Washington Irving. That seems to be the one that's far and away the most popular of all of them. We've got some other ones. We've got Nathaniel Hawthorne. We've got what else? We've got a few others. We've got Willem Dafoe, not to be confused with William Dafoe. Willem Dafoe, Phil Swift, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp and Willem Dafoe, both not actually authors, at least to my knowledge. So I'll give you a style point for that. A style point, but you don't get an actual point. Titanic was built in the Harland and Wolff shipyard on Queen's Island, Belfast. All right, so yes to UK. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so I'm going to go back up and take a look at all the people who said United Kingdom. So let's see. We've got second Trey S, we'll say for now. Trey S gets a point for that, United Kingdom. Mike Weinstein also gets a point for that. But England is not going to be correct because England's part of the UK and Ireland is not part of England, right? I think we're all correct on that, right? Scotland, Wales, parts of Ireland, and England are all part of the UK, but those others aren't part of England. Everyone good with that? All right, there we go. So Septic, who's over in the UK, signs off on it as well. I don't know who Phil Swift is. Who's Phil Swift? Yeah, not England, Scott, Wales, but UK. Got it. All right, so we're good. All right, so the correct answer for question number... Let's see, did I do a time's up already? Yeah. Question number 10. Correct answer is Washington Irving. That is the author who wrote Sleepy Hollow. Washington Irving. Danny got the correct answer first. Trey, Karen, Smiles, or Diana, Melissa, and Renita all get points for that question. So that brings us to the end of the questions. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort my sheet, and go over everybody's points. If you think your points are different than what I have recorded, let me know. Hopefully you were following your points along. We're looking for actual points, not the style points, by the way. Two separate things. Style points help make the the show fun and entertaining, but the real points are when you get the answers correct. So, Craig and Trey S both have 1 point. Diana has 2 points. Renita, Steam both have 3 points. 4 points to Trey. That'd be Trey G. Mark and Mike both have 5 points. Melissa has 7 points. Karen with 11 points. And Danny is pulled ahead with 15 points. Wow, commanding second half there. Now, before we announce the winner of today, before we announce it, I do have to say, fuck yeah, Anchor. Yeah, you are. We have to go over our shares. Remember, you can also get a point by sharing the show. So we're going to go through and see all the people that shared the show. I shared the show. Michael Barbine shared the show 3 unique times. 1 to his profile, 3 times, 3 different groups he sent it to. So 3 points to Barbine for that. Craig gets a point for sharing. He gets 2 points now total. And Shaggy came in and very quiet. Didn't see him actually participating, but did share the show. All right, so let's see how that changes our standings at all. So not much. It looks like our winner for tonight. The winner for tonight is Danny still. So congratulations to Danny. You can go ahead and give us your acceptance speech for today, and you'll get to pick what color the studio is going to be tomorrow. Today it was orange, I believe. What is it? Dan Wolf wanted it to be orange because he won yesterday, and so you get to pick, as long as it's a color that light can actually be. Just in case anybody's wondering, there are colors that light cannot be, including gray. Gray is not a color that lights can be. Brown, not a color that light can be. Dark things. You can't make dark things. You can make more vibrant things. You can make more pastel kinds of things, mixtures of colors perhaps, but you can't have like a very dark blue. You can only have like a vibrant blue, one that is more blue than it is other colors. Let's see. In the UK, he did an over-the-top advertisement for kitchen cleaner. Oh, I might have to check him out. Phil Swift. Oh, no, he is. Yeah, you're right. He is the Flex Seal guy. That is, yeah. There was also a guy who did stuff. He did a slap chop, and he said he's a different guy, and he said, "You're going to love my nuts." And then he went on to he got arrested because he he was on cocaine and beat up a hooker. He was not a good person. Black light is not a light. That is not correct. A black light is actually just a UV light, and you can't see UV, so it isn't a color. All right. So I'm going to go over everybody's points that they have for the entire week. These are the points that you have for the entire week. And then we're doing this bonus question. Yep, there's bonus question. This is our Wager Wednesday question. I'm going to give you the points that you have gotten for the entire week. For the entire week, you're going to say what amount of points you want to wager on the final question. What that means is if you bet, let's say 10 points, if you win, you get 10 points. But if you lose, if you get it wrong, you lose 10 points. So it is an actual wager. And I'm going to give you the category so that you have a little bit to go off of here. The category is going to be chemistry. It's going to be chemistry. All right. So let's start at the top here, where we were. So Trey S., you have 1 point. You can bet up to 1 point on this last question. You cannot bet 10,000 points. You can only bet as many points as you have earned. So it's up to you how many you'd like to do. Shaggy could do 1 point. Shaggy could do up to 3 points. Craig could do up to 15 points. Diana can do up to 5 points. Renita, you can do up to 13 points. Steam can do up to 16 points. Barbine has 11 points to wager. Trey has 26 that he can wager. Mark has 5. Mike has 5. Melissa has 23. Karen has 22. And Danny has 34. So those are all the people that I've seen playing today. If somebody else is in the room and wants to participate, just let me know. If you have points, I'll let you wager them. I just haven't seen anybody else actually guessing things. So I assume nobody else is here. I'm not going to go over everyone who has ever played this week because that would take too long. So let's go in. Let's see. Trey, I'm seeing yours. You're saying all in. So you're going for 26 points. So 26 points in for Trey. Trey G, that is. Trey Gruel. It's like Final Jeopardy, correct, Renita? It's just like Final Jeopardy, except you don't answer in a question. Trey says, egg. Well, I mean, you just got here. We've been playing this for 3 days. We do it every night at 7 o'clock. So it's going to be hard to get a lot of points in just one day. Trey S is all in as well. So 1 point wagered there. Wagering 0. Wagering 0. Okay, being conservative. Mark being conservative. I like that. Melissa says she's going to wager 7. 7 points. So what you earned today, you're going to try and double up what you got today. And Danny says all 34. Going all in with 34 points. If I don't see answers, I will move on and assume that you aren't going to bet anything, which is perfectly fine. You don't have to participate. It is not required. Renita, I see with 3 points, trying to double up her earnings from today. Karen's going with 22. She's all in as well. 0. Okay, that's fair. If you don't know that if you're not feeling confident about it, then it's okay to step out of it. All right, so Trey S, I've got 1 point for you. Shaggy has none. Craig has none. Diana has none wagered. Renita has 3. Steam has 0. Barbine has 0. Trey G has 26. Mark has 0. Sorry, Mark has 0. Mike Weinstein, no bet from Mike Weinstein, so 0 points that he is wagering. Melissa is wagering 7, Karen 22, and Danny 34. So we're closing it down. Any last changes to that? We're gonna pull up the question. As soon as I do that, the wagers are off. All right. Looks like we are all in. So let's go over to our final question, our Wager Wednesday question. Let's see if anybody is able to top their score here. The question is, what is the collective name for the group of gases that includes helium and neon? 60 seconds on the clock. You have to get your answer in 60 seconds or it will be considered incorrect. It'll be considered incorrect if you do not have it in on time. All right, so we've got people coming in with answers. We'll see if anyone gets this correct. If anyone gets it correct. We seem to see a theme here. Seeing a theme. A lot of people with very similar guesses. Let's see. We've got 6 people who are betting. We've got 5 guesses, it looks like. So somebody looks like they haven't guessed yet. Let's see who it is. Renita, it looks like maybe doesn't have a guess in yet. There's 10 seconds left. Hopefully Renita gets her guess in. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, time's up. We're going to the chat. I do see that last guess got right in. All right, I'm waiting for Facebook to catch up, but while we're doing that, I think we've got everybody's answers. I feel like all the answers are in, right? Trey S went with noble gases with a K. A little bit of a typo, but we see what you were going for. Let's see what else everybody else went with noble. Yeah, we have noble gases. All right. That's it. Those are all of the answers. And everyone, for the first time in the history of trivia, everyone got it correct. Everyone. I'll give the K in noble. I'll give you that. And I will also give the original NOBEL gases. That's obviously noble as well. I would have also accepted the what's another guess that I would have accepted? Anyone want to? No points here, but what would have been another correct answer? Anyone willing to guess? There's actually 2 correct answers for this one. Anyone know what it would be? Anyone? Let's see if anybody gets that. Trey, you're right. Inert gases. Inert gases is also a correct. So there you go. Yeah, both Treys got it. Yeah, noble gases are considered inert gases. All right, so that's what makes them so noble. They don't want to mix with anybody else. They're like, phew. They wouldn't be a Quaker because they wouldn't be friendly enough. So that is it, everybody. Don't forget, I've also got a podcast called Another Wasted Hour. Go to any of your podcast outlets, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, any of those types of things. Anywhere that you go to listen to a podcast, type in Another Wasted Hour. Check us out, subscribe, give us a review, a bunch of stars. We would appreciate that. Moreover, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We do this every night at 7 o'clock, right? But if for some reason our schedule's off, which sometimes happens because we're human, we post to our social media to let you know that we're going to be late. So if the schedule changes, so you'll want to follow those accounts so that you'll be in the know. Also, on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, don't forget to subscribe and follow us and turn on those alerts so that you can be one of the first people here and have the chance to get extra points. Also, we've got a group on Facebook called Another Wasted Group. If you want to go be a part of that, that's a private group. We talk about how we may want to change the game a little and some fun ways to be able to try new and different things. We'd love your participation in that as well. So, all right, we've got an acceptance speech from Danny. I would love to thank everyone for encouraging me to respond first. I appreciate the motivation and, winning. Deep green color. All right, we're going for a deep green. Gases, front asses. All right. Oh, gases from asses. I see. That you could call it that. All right. So yeah, thanks everyone for being a part of this. You help my day go by as much as I help yours. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and then till tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. We will see a lot of people saying that you can open things up, and they're saying now we're going to have masks all the time in Virginia, but they're also going to be opening a bunch of businesses. So just be safe with the way you do things, because we'd like to see you here again. We don't want to see you get sick and much less die. That would be terrible. So don't do that. And please thank all of the people that you know, that are essential workers, right? Anybody who's in healthcare, taking care of people, doing deliveries, stocking warehouses, any of the things that are making it possible for the rest of us to be able to stay home and stay healthy. It's a huge sacrifice that they're making, and we really appreciate it. So thank you to all of them. And until 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I will see you then, and good night.